Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Okay, so these are collective readings. They're not going to resonate with everybody, so take what resonates, leave the rest. And if it's not your reading, it's not your reading. Don't make it fit, okay? We've got 8 of Wands in reverse and the Sun card, okay? 8 of Wands in reverse and the Sun card. And we've got the World in reverse. So I'm getting these karmics have been pulling off masculine or feminine's energy since a child, okay? Pulling off masculine or feminine's energy since a child, quite possibly something to do with like energy harvesting. We've got 3 of Swords in reverse, so trying to bring some sort of heartbreak or coming out of some sort of heartbreaking event, or these karmics have deliberately put masculine or feminine through some heartbreaking events since a child, okay? And quite possibly cause some sort of depression. 5 of Pentacles, some sort of victim. Left out in the cold. King of Swords in reverse. Could be a Libra, Gemini or Aquarius, doesn't have to be, but someone who likes to mentally abuse, mentally manipulate. They've been kicked out of masculine or feminine's energy field and they're feeling depressed. So we've got the Death card and we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So Scorpio energy, a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, don't have to be that star sign, but we've got that this masculine or feminine, King of Swords in reverse, doesn't want to have to work, alright? They're playing victim. They don't want to have to work hard for what they have, alright? So they could be trying to bring an ending. They could be trying to bring an ending. They don't want to have to work hard for what they have. 6 of Wands in reverse. What they was doing, they've got a false victory. They've got a false victory. 4 of Pentacles. They're in possession of something. Okay, they're very possessed, they're very controlling, very mean, okay? They are in possession of something. I wonder what that is. They thought everybody was just as evil and greedy as them. So they're in possession of something, what's not actually theirs, okay? Energy harvesting, they want this energy for themselves. They're constantly pulling and trying to live off someone's energetic field to bring some sort of abundance, but they're in possession. Pure selfish, okay, egotistical. They've been doing money magic. So money magic was done. Prosperity spell, poverty spell. They feel empty on the inside, soulless, sold you out, lost soul. So they're a lost soul, alright? They sold their soul. And they made deals with the DEVIL, okay? They've been paying neighbours to watch and report back to them. And they've joined a satanic occult or coven performing satanic rituals and sacrifices, okay? Because they don't want to have to work for what they have. So they've sold the soul for some sort of clout and they're in possession of something, alright? They don't want to work, they're in possession of something. Someone came from out of town to help them and paying neighbours to watch and report back to them. We've got the 4th house. So they're trying to affect emotions. So like a lot of emotional manipulation, mental manipulation and financial, some sort of financial fraud. So we've got trying to affect the relationships and we've got with mother, okay? So they could be doing this with their mother. And then we've got home, family. Family could be involved, trying to affect this emotional foundation. Emotional foundation wants to take you on a vacation to end you abroad. So could be trying to end somebody, take them on a vacation and then they never come back. So we've got a detective is on the case, bringing justice. So they've tapped phones to listen into phone calls illegally. So it's to do with stalking, okay? It's to do with trying to control, alright, making deals with the devil, alright, they've sold their soul. Oh my lord, creating fake accounts after fake accounts to watch you from, and they lie to have you stalked and watched by their friends. So it's to do with stalking and trying to pull off this energy harvesting, alright. Could have been kicked out and they didn't like that, alright. So they went and joined a satanic cult or coven to get back. They're ruining their own lives, trying to ruin yours, prison time. And we've got scare tactics. So they are trying to scare and intimidate, alright. Maybe to get someone to come back, scare and intimidate, to take everything away from them and they have it for themselves, okay? Starting arguments to make you look bad. So they're always starting some sort of arguments, rage baiting, alright? No honour amongst thieves. So they've been stealing. They have something, they took something. They don't want to give it back. So they're doing everything they can not to give it back, and they've been making deals with darkness. They have no soul. And they have some sort of money what they don't want to give back. So they've been teaming up with cottage witches, hedge witches, kitchen witches, urban witches, tech witches or warlocks to come against masculine or feminine in this satanic cult or coven. They can't heal. They refuse to do their own shadow work. So they're not big on healing. They're all about stealing, and they think that by stealing everything from somebody, it's going to make them feel better, but it doesn't. They took money to sit back and watch gossips. So the neighbours, okay, who's been reporting back, they took money to sit back and watch and just gossip about it. And you will be put in witness protection, waiting on a trial. Some sort of witness protection. Standing trial. So someone's going to be standing trial surrounding bank fraud, RICO, under investigation for years. Could be some sort of money laundering and embezzlement, okay? Because they could have took some sort of money and been doing a lot of spell work to keep hold of it. Control issues, yet they can't even control themselves. So, and then we've got cyber stalking and hacking. A lot of cyber stalking, a lot of hacking, a lot of people involved getting recruited into this, all involved in stealing identity, alright, stealing some sort of money. There's a lot. So what they did is they tried to sacrifice. They want masculine or feminine to be like on a walking on eggshells. Walking on eggshells, okay. They created some sort of diversions, distractions, confusions, illusions, okay. 5 of Pentacles. They're spiritually poor. They are spiritually poor. But what they've done, these enemies with the 5 of Swords, is they made deals for this wealth. 8 of Swords in reverse, they don't want to go to prison. So they got involved in some sort of stalking, alright, and victimising the one who they took some sort of wealth from, because they've done a wealth, destiny swap, okay, an energy swap, a destiny swap, energy swap, alright, trying to offload karmic debts, and then they've been getting involved in stalking for some sort of gifts, okay. Everyone just go on in and stick the boot in. Everyone's just going on in and stick the boot in. You boot them down and all, you boot them down and all, and you boot them down and all. And they've been making deals to sacrifice this masculine or feminine to cover up. To cover up. Because they're poor, alright? They're very, very poor. Very greedy. split some money amongst themselves and it's game over for them. Could be linking to an ex, alright? Could be linking to an ex. So could have left this ex, okay? There could have been some sort of cheating, alright? Could have left this ex and they was getting everybody online, cyberbullying, okay? Doing spell work, getting lippy, getting gobby, alright? And we got investigating in reverse. They didn't know they was under investigation, okay? We got came from out of town and investigating in reverse. So, and police in reverse. So maybe police came from out of town, okay, undercovers, came from out of town to investigate this. Because maybe law in local hometown, they was not doing anything to stop this. They was just letting it continue, because these enemies wanted to take this masculine or feminine down, making deals to have this money transferred over to them, making deals to have everything transferred, energy, the lot. It's a high profile case. It's a high profile case. So police could have come from out of town to investigate. Because I'm getting that quite possibly everyone could be connected to each other in some way, shape or form, through family, through friends, through exes, through children, something like that. So everyone's just like in bed with one another, taking money under the table, okay, and turning a blind eye. We've got I hate nothing about you. Then we've got falling apart, falling into pieces. So their criminal enterprise is falling, crumbling and crashing to the ground, and then they're saying that they don't hate this masculine or feminine at all, but they do. It's a set of jealous, envious haters, alright, could have left an ex and then they joined this satanic cult or coven and started performing rituals and wanted to sacrifice their own ex, take everything from them. So someone's setting a record straight, alright? They've been trying to burn evidence and they're claiming that they have depression too. Whilst deliberately trying to make somebody else depressed, they're claiming that they have depression too. To try and stop their enterprise from falling apart again. They're all in bed with each other. They're all in bed. They're just trying to mess this masculine or feminine's life up, okay? Get other people involved because they've all been getting a room to discuss this. Even friends are involved, which is a bad choice. They've been partying, they've been celebrating together, shifting money, alright, from account to account. Even friends are involved and they've all been slamming each other. They know they've messed on up, okay? They've been cashing checks into their accounts, splitting money amongst themselves, getting lippy online and didn't know that they was getting recorded. And they've been spreading some sort of STDs. They've been spreading some sort of STDs. So we've got, they know they fucked up, causing drama and having masculine or feminine in constant fight or flight mode while they're all smashing each other, getting more and more toxic. They've gone mad as hell on the spell work. They've gone mad as hell on the spell work and took some sort of money and then been doing financial attacks. Someone is attacking you spiritually to negatively affect your finances. They was doing some sort of love spells. I love you, I care about you. They wanted this power, this energy transferring onto them. And they went for assistance. They went to 1414. They was making deals. Somebody's going to a magic practitioner to get help to cast a spell on you. So they've been shifting money from accounts to accounts, okay? Some sort of premeditated robbery. And they're very toxic. They've got a toxic fixation. Someone is attracted to your light and seeking to dim it. And have just been shaking hands with all these witches and warlocks, getting spell work done, probing, through cyberbullying from accounts to accounts, and creating more fake accounts to start some sort of arguments, getting fake friends involved in these arguments and probing, giving some money under the table, and have all been on the phone to each other, okay? They did some sort of family curse, evil eye, and launching love attacks. So they've been trying to do some sort of family curse, generational curse. Oh my lord. To cover up some sort of theft. So we've got somebody's attacking your love relationships. They want to disrupt all areas of your love life, platonic and romantic, and causing nothing but drama. Okay? Nothing but drama. Rainbow, massive success is coming to you after you release someone toxic from your life, but they don't want to release this masculine or feminine. They don't want to let this masculine or feminine move forward because it's constant back-to-back rituals and trying to sacrifice, back-to-back attacks, back-to-back attacks. Pity party, somebody's going through tough times and wants you to experience the same thing. So they could have been going through some sort of tough times financially, alright? So then they got involved to steal some sort of generational wealth, and then they want the one who they took some sort of generational wealth from to struggle financially while they live a life of luxury, cyber stalking, cyber hacking, bullying, paying neighbours to sit back and watch. So they're all under a major investigation surrounding this RICO, bank fraud, RICO, under investigation for years, so maybe some sort of obviously money laundering or embezzlement. Illegally tapping masculine or feminine's phones because they don't want anyone else to find out what they've been up to, because they think they've got everyone in their pockets. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear masculine or feminine on the phone to anybody asking anyone for help, because they wanted a new beginning, okay? And this has been going on. It's old news, discarded, expired, disused. It's been going on for God knows how long now, with these fake friends as well, who's been nothing but selfish, greedy, egotistical, popping off, getting spell work, them and their partners, and then they've been getting on drugs with stolen money. So drugs trafficking. Because of what they've got involved in, they need to feed a screaming entity. So the entity just screams at them. The entity just screams at them all the time. And I mean, like, I'm getting like a high pitch type of screaming, okay? And maybe they don't want to hear this entity be screaming at them anymore. But they've joined a satanic cult or coven, and it, yeah. Persecute, hostility, ill treatment. So they've been treating masculine or feminine really poorly, ill. We've got black collar crimes, theft to money laundering, child, what have you, clergy, and then we've got embezzlement. I knew it was to do with some sort of embezzlement. Theft of funds placed in one's care, trust, or belongings to one's employer. So they could have started putting that into some sort of trust fund and made out like it was a trust fund for the child or children, alright? So a type of financial fraud where someone takes money or assets that were entrusted to them and uses them for a different purpose other than what intended. But a lot of this money has been getting spent on doing rituals, okay? A lot of this money has been spent on doing a lot of spell work and black magic. Paying people to switch up on you, because anybody, well, 90% of people could be paid anything nowadays to switch up on anyone. 1919, and I mean that. Even who you think is your nearest and dearest, okay? Even who you think is your family, who would always be there for you, they will. 90% of them for the love of money, alright? And some of them for the love of drugs. 90% of them I'm getting. That's what I think anyways. So we've got counterfeit drugs, fake or falsified medicines containing harmful ingredients, and we've got karmic friends involved. So they could be trying to, with all this spell work, with all these rituals, with all these sacrifices, saying, look, this masculine or feminine was speaking out about it all. They need to get on some sort of mental health tablets, okay? And then people who work within the corrupt medical staff, they've been falsifying medicines or tablets containing harmful ingredients to try and bump masculine or feminine off to help these karmic friends and all these others who's gone and got involved in taking some money, stealing money, and money laundering it and embezzlement and stuff like that. Try to change your DNA. So trying to change masculine or feminine's DNA, maybe be out a D type with some sort of disease or some sort of bug, okay, with this ill treatment. Then we've got illegal experiments, an ethical human experimentation. So they're illegally experimenting on people. Wow. Mental magic. This could be hitting international judges, court of justice. Then we've got 70 to 75 years old, alright. Then we've got 60 to 65-year-olds involved in this, alright. So they're obviously, they've never grown up. They've never grown up. 60 to 65 and 70 to 75-year-olds involved who's never grown up, who's just been nothing but a fake, a false, a phony, should I say, involved in a lot of fraudulent activity, okay, premeditated robbery, okay, armed, okay, endings, a lot of endings. They will have to sell their homes to pay back. Want to access your energy for protection. So I knew it was something to do with trying to get back in that energy field, because they've been pulling off masculine or feminine's energetic field throughout their full life and trying to wrap themselves in that energy. So it's like demons and entities are trying to wrap themselves in this energy. And they're doing this to children. Linking to child, what have you. So it's linking to child, what have you. Someone's having a gender crisis. A judge is under investigation, okay. Someone aged 30 to 35 is involved. They've been doing separation spells. 65 to 70 wants to come on out. Mean girls and bully boys. Blackmail, demanding money or another benefit in return of not revealing damaging or compromising info, and a power of attorney. So it's linking to a power of attorney, alright. They took hold of some sort of money for ritually abusing somebody, sacrificing them, mental magic and all this poisoning, and then saying, oh, there's something wrong with them, we need to take power of attorney, then shifting money from accounts to accounts to accounts to accounts to accounts. A lot of online bullying, and there's a lot of people getting involved in this because they want some DRUGS. They've been doing a lot of weird witchery, so they want some DRUGS. They just want some of this money, so they was happy to help is what I'm getting, alright. Paying people DRUGS to stalk and... But this has been going on for a long time. Trust. So the very people who, masculine or feminine, thought that they could trust have abused their position many a times. A lot of people getting involved in abusing their so-called power position, their leadership position. Someone's going to get their licence revoked, okay? Someone's going to get their licence revoked. I've got wounds. Deliberately creating wounds, okay? Because they feel that they're entitled. Deliberately creating wounds because they feel they are entitled. and we've got healing, and we've got gifts. So they could be jealous of masculine or feminine's gifts, okay, and then we've got healing. Some of these people could be working in some sort of healing area who's supposed to help heal, but they've just been hindering to help a sister who's battling against their own sibling because they just want to put their own sibling to sleep because of this money. So people who work within these so-called power positions, they could have a trust fund, okay? Some people who work within healing, like medical, they've also been helping this sister because they've been getting like intimate with this sister, or quite possibly because it's linking to child, what have you. They've got some intimate images of this masculine or feminine as a child. They don't like psychics. They don't. They don't like a level of ambition. Then we've got duty in reverse. So this could be a duty officer, or someone's got some sort of a duty to defend and protect, and they're not. They're not defending. They're not protecting. Someone's in some sort of position to medical practices, and they are poisoning people, alright? They are inflicting more wounds because they feel that they're entitled. So masculine or feminine probably has a lot of trust issues. Maybe post-traumatic stress. They think they have the right. They think they have the right. They feel entitled. They've got a strong sense of entitlement. They've got understanding and loyalty. They're only loyal to themselves. I'm getting at this sister, has not got this level of understanding surrounding a certain situation. They've not, because they've not been through it, okay? So they've not got this level of understanding, and they never speak a word of the truth. They're always lying. Not got this level of understanding, alright? Involved in cyber stalking, hacking and bullying, and paying other people, drugs, okay? Doing dark energy work, joining the satanic cult. They've not got this level of understanding. They're very witty, they're very cunning, okay? They're very devious, they're very cold. Bluebeard, so blue could be significant. Promises in reverse. So they've been making promises to each other. They want to show loyalty to each other. Only loyal to the game. Only loyal to the money. Only loyal to the drugs. Burning evidence and wanting someone to be put to sleep. Okay, inflicting wounds, more wounds. A sister's got involved in battling for some sort of money and wants their own sibling to be put to sleep, okay? Wound them because they feel they're entitled to snatch some sort of wealth. So none of these are to be trusted whatsoever. They're not to be trusted around children. They're not even to be trusted around their own partners, because if their partners try to leave, then they're going to do the same to their partners. They're going to cyber stalk, cyber hack, cyber bully their partners. How dare you leave me? So it's a very twisted, turny energy where everyone keeps twisting and turning on each other. And it could leave a lot of people confused, because they'll be like, well, you were supposed to love me, or I helped you, you know, at one point, and then they're all turning on each other, twisting and turning, cashing checks, okay, shifting money around, and they're all turning on each other, and someone in this connection wants to run away from the pending charges because they was just watching shit go down, enjoying the gossip. enjoying the gossip, these neighbours, you know, watching on camera, reporting back to them and gossiping about it while they was taking money under the table, okay, cigs, tobacco, alcohol, drugs, surrounding this wealth. They're going to end up getting beat up in prison. 2 of Wands in reverse, these cowards. They're going to get beat up in prison for it. They're going to get beat up in prison. The law will be changed because of what they've done, alright? Because they've gone too far. They've gone too far. A family feud, what's gone too far. So much evidence, it can't be denied anymore. A family feud where everyone's just gone mad as hell for money that was never even theirs in the first place and willing to bump their victim off, alright? They are sick from the black magic backfiring onto them. They will have to face full accountability for their shit ton of major crimes, and I mean shit ton. They haven't just done this once or twice, they've been doing this for years and years and years and years and years and years and years. Families joined forces and now they're getting locked up in prison. Pure greed, mammon, wealth. So they're all struggling with mammon whilst launching financial attacks and wants this masculine or feminine, who they took this wealth from, to be struggling in poverty because they're very greedy. Scare tactics, carefully planned. So trying to scare someone into submission to take absolutely everything because that's how they like to work. Then we've got, they're obsessed with taking your light and life. I always want to see this masculine or feminine in pain and grief for fun because they think it's funny. They think it's funny. I wanted to bring an ending, but it was unsuccessful. Wanted to bring an ending. So we've got King of Pentacles in reverse. Doesn't have to be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. And then we've got Empress in reverse. Taurus, Virgo energy. And we've got the prison time. They're going to prison. 6 of Cups in reverse. They're very childish. Page of Pentacles in reverse. A lot of corruption. A lot of corruption and injustice. And then we've got 8 of Cups in reverse and justice. They're trying to stagnate justice. They're trying to buy themselves more time. With the Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, 8 of Pentacles in reverse, they're all losing the job. Okay. 10 of Pentacles in reverse and they're losing all this wealth, what they took hold of. Okay. They're losing the jobs. They're losing this wealth. And someone, I can't get it out, third chakra magic, right? Masculine or feminine is going to have some sort of a new beginning and be able to heal. A new beginning and be able to heal. So we've got High Priestess in reverse. Could be a dark Pisces who's not been listening to their intuition. Then we've got the Death card. Capricorn, Virgo or Taurus energy. There's a lot of masculine and feminines involved going to prison. 9 of Pentacles because they wanted some sort of financial stability. But they've been doing this to masculine or feminine since a child. And they wanted some sort of financial stability for themselves and they took that. They wanted a new beginning, alright? So they've been waving the wands on the justice system, trying to stagnate. 2 of Swords in reverse, we're seeing through that. 9 of Wands, family just still want to play games. They still want to play these 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6 games. Crown chakra magic, bringing chaos, bringing trauma. So constantly, this masculine or feminine has been a victim of all this trauma and a lot of major traumatic events since a child, and they're trying to stagnate and wave the wand on the justice system because they want to bring more chaos and trauma. There's like a father figure who just wants to be seen as some sort of beast, okay? So there was a father figure involved who wants to be seen as some sort of beast. Oh, Lord. Queen of Wands in reverse, Jezebel energy. Jezebel. Somebody could be wanting to apologise. We've got Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Somebody could be wanting to apologise for some sort of underhanded behaviour. Somebody could be wanting to apologise for this underhanded behaviour. They got involved because there's unrequited love there. And they were seducing everybody with lies to try and stop someone from moving forward. But somebody wants to apologise for their underhanded behaviour, but that's probably because they've been caught. They've been getting people to attack and cause more trauma and giving them some sort of gifts. Could be linking to a church, okay, or a corrupt judge who's persistently doing Baphomet and satanic rituals and doing black magic. So it's either a corrupt church leader, okay, or a corrupt judge who's constantly, persistently doing black magic on legal documents, okay, and on the court system, because there's a judge who's well involved with this black collar crime, who's well connected. Five of Swords in reverse. It was a conflict of interest because it was money. What they wanted, so they got some money, and now they're all losing their jobs. They was barking at the moon. They was barking at the moon. Scorpio energy. They've been barking at the moon. They've been doing lunacy spells, moon rituals, and they've been barking and howling at the moon. And they've been getting recorded. A mother and daughter or a mother and son duo is involved, and they're an accomplice to an ending, joining to commit together, and they've all been getting watched, and they didn't know. Okay, so when they've been meeting up in this woodlands, meadows, park, nature reserve, forest, wildlife habitat, they've all been getting recorded, and the entity and what they was working with, it's attached to them and using their body to get at you. So a lot of these people are either demonically possessed or they have some sort of entity attachments. And it's linking to Freemasons, Eastern Stars, sentenced for severe crimes. They've all been getting watched doing this ceremonial magic, witchcraft and rituals. There's a whistleblower exposing it all. Even relatives from out of town involved in a premeditated ending. And the HIT man who was paid is helping the detective now. So they just don't want to see this masculine or feminine be successful. So they abuse their power position. They abuse their power position and their position of trust. They would be on the news for what they did. Documents found. Their phone calls, their video calls and messages recorded, they will be charged. We've got claim they have your gifts but don't, Jezebel. So it's linking to a Jezebel, okay, who wants to claim to have somebody else's gifts. Oh, so they just keep getting more and more mentally retarded. So corrupt law, alright, corrupt medical staff, they've been trying to help the severely mentally retarded and being an accessory to ending, and that's why they're all losing their job. They got stopped mid-ritual, something scared them off. They're hiding bodies in a freezer, cellar, walls, woodland, farm, veg, island, because they've done this to other people. And we've got hidden life insurance policy inside of their home, and they could have someone who's actively serving in the military going AWOL, or somebody who was serving in the military at some point and they went AWOL at some point, like active without leave or something like that. So it's either somebody who's actively serving or somebody who served in the military and they went AWOL at some point. They're involved. Upheaval. They wanted to create upheaval, but there's something to do with hiding. Hiding. And we've got love. The hiding. Recuperation. Somebody's trying to hide something. Surrounding upheaval and caution. Exhaustion. Could be something to do with like an exhaust, a car, okay? But they could be like exhausted. Accomplice to the gaslighting everyone around them. They will lose their cars, their houses, their homes, the jobs for everything, what they've done. The very people who, masculine or feminine, who were supposed to love this masculine or feminine, they've been creating trauma, upheaval, tried to force you to come back. A father and son, or father and daughter, linking to, they played dirty for the love of money that was never even theirs to take, and childlike abduction, grooming, blackmail, brainwashing, black magic, MK Ultra for money, child trafficking. So there is something to do with child trafficking, okay? Masculine or feminine has been through something as a child and then maybe was getting some sort of compensation or something, and everyone went mad to take this compensation. That's for some. And somebody was working to be able to bring in some sort of wealth and they took that, okay? They could have took, yeah. So there's like multiple things because they've done this to a lot of people. Karmic hometown, soulless community, deals with the DEVIL. Authority figures. So we've got authority figures, action, profession, respect, honour, father, debts. So an evil father figure has been doing this because they wanted to pay off their DRUGS debts. And they're a lunatic because they do lunacy spells. So a father figure's got a life insurance policy out with a sibling. Oh, because they've gone pure bloody evil. So they're going to end up Monster Mansion. Monster Mansion is where they are going. They want to earn and control this masculine or feminine's full life, and maybe earn and control this masculine or feminine's child and children. You will be victorious over any attacks against you. No matter what they do, you will win. And they're doing a lot of love spells. Creating upheaval, creating trauma, another traumatic event, doing dark energy work, sacrificing, and then going in with a love spell. I love you, I care about you, are you alright? Binding spells. Someone is using spell work to keep you from using your personal powers. And then conjuring up, and they're trying to sacrifice, okay? And they don't want the light to be shone on what they're doing, because obviously they're going to end up in Monster Mansion. Theft magic. So someone is doing magic or spell work to take love from you. So they're wrapping themselves in this energy and then sending evil eye. So obviously they're very gone in the head, because they're harvesting off energy, okay, creating upheaval, traumatic events, and then doing love spells, shifting money around, and they've got a hidden life insurance policy. So they're going to be on the news. They're going to go Monster Mansion. Trying to affect masculine or feminine's love life. Okay, anything this masculine or feminine loves, they are attacking that. Okay, and they're shaking hands. We've got empathy, They have no compassion, they have no empathy, and they have no remorse. Okay? Danger of loss in reverse and evaluation. So they could have tried to end this masculine or feminine, or maybe child or children, and then go to these corrupt medical staff who's also deceptive and say, oh look, you need your mental health re-evaluating, when it's all of these pure lunatics who really need their mental health re-evaluating. Because this is a tactics they use to just run people through the mill, shatter them, exhaust them. Ritualistic abuse, spell work, and go, oh look, they need a mental health evaluation. Be all deceptive on it. I'm real concerned for them. Can you travel down to their house, their home for me? I'm real concerned. While masculine or feminine is being like honest about what they're going through. And they're like, just call them a nutter, right, will ya? Call them a nutter, get them on some mental health tablets for me. I'm real concerned. So they've ended this masculine or feminine, and then they went on a rebirth. So they've ended masculine or feminine somehow, and they went on a rebirth. And these predators are very dangerous. Very, very dangerous predators who just love to cause conflicts, okay? They like to think that they're, with this strength card, this father figure who's in debt, maybe some DRUGS debts for some. They just want to bring turmoil, and we've got danger in reverse, and we've got discovery in reverse. They don't want to be discovered. They're constantly creating turmoil and trauma, and then go, oh, there's something wrong with them, ain't they? Want to see you in pain and grief for fun. There's something wrong, get them on some sort of medication. So this is why these predators are going Monster Mansion, alright, because they're very predatory. We've got illusions in reverse. So maybe people starting to see through these illusions. They just don't want to see this masculine or feminine be successful in career, in love, with a child or children, alright? And we've got rebirth again. Wow. Wow. So multiple times they've tried to end masculine or feminine, and they go on some sort of a rebirth, but there's something to do with hiding something. Hiding something. It's a severely corrupt hometown, okay, community, country, state, who like to snatch kids for fun because they think it's funny. It's disgusting. So maybe they know they're going Monster Mansion, so they're grassing each other up to get a lesser sentence. Grassing each other up to get a lesser sentence. The law officials are all over them. We've got the father and son duo, or a father and daughter duo who want to go on the run from the law. And they have been doing a lot of throat chakra magic. Feminine energy, okay, very distorted. We've got theft. Oh, we need to call them bad health. Dirt way to cover this up. Because they bought her, but they're going to have to sell it, alright? They bought her, got to sell it. And wanted to be a privileged lady and got involved in trying to end, okay, their victim. But they survived. And distant horizons in reverse. They got imprisonment in reverse and sudden wealth in reverse. They was paying a lot of people this money and just dishing it out with a corrupt judge who was involved, or corrupt judges who was involved in this premeditated ending, and I'm getting that they bumped people off. Toil and labour in reverse and unexpected income. They've been offering people, okay, DRUG money, and getting people like from local hometown and from outside of town to help with this stalking, okay? Because they want some DRUGS and they don't want to go to court, okay? They don't want to go to court for what they've done. So living outside of this masculine or feminine's house or home, alright, at the time of this happening. So they was all living outside of this masculine or feminine's home at the time of this happening. Well, we've got despair. She was bringing despair up at the courthouse surrounding this money, and it's all coming to light that they're all fakes, they're all false, they're all fraudulent, okay? They are. And there's something to do with message of concern, official person, okay, poverty in reverse and wealthy man. So something to do with them coming out of poverty and wanting this money for themselves, and they'd be going sick. Let me tell you that. They'd be doing some right sick stuff to try and get hold of this money and keep hold of this money. Some right sickening things. They've just gone mad with money what was never even theirs. Mad with these rituals, mad with spellware, just absolutely mad. And corrupt courthouse was taking gifts under the table of this money from this mentally retarded man who's high on it in reverse, who got hold of some money through corrupt law and helped steal this money with a sibling, which is this father figure who wants to just be seen as a beast, them and their lover. And their journey is with this mature woman in reverse back to poverty because they're going to have to sell their house, their home. Everyone who was working together, they're all going on Monster Mansion. Even these neighbours who was paid to help this mentally immature, mentally retarded man, they're all going to get locked up in Monster Mansion. Then we've got toil and labour and main male. So a distorted masculine linking to family was also involved with this mentally immature, mentally retarded man. Alright? And they've spent a lot of it on DRUG trafficking. Oh my lord. So they're all going Monster Mansion. Yeah, they're all losing their job. They're losing everything. Even this corrupt judge who helped cover this theft up because it was putting children's life in danger. So they're getting a message. It's coming to light surrounding an ending of this situation and the money coming back to the rightful person and everyone losing their jobs. They created so much despair. This mentally immature woman, okay, who was paying money to a judge under the table, that's coming to light. Because they was trying to end this masculine or feminine for an insurance job because they wanted to be seen as wealthy. They can't cover that up. They can't. They didn't care about the child or children at all. All they cared about was underhanded behaviour and taking money because they wanted to be seen as privileged. So they never even cared about the child or children involved in any of this. They've just been doing dark energy work on the children, love spells on the children, and magic on the children. And they're going to get that message. They're going to have to appear in a big trial with these corrupt medical staff, okay? Who's tried to harm child or children, or their own child, for the love of money. So this child, who they tried to harm, could actually be an adult now, but because there's like a father figure involved, they was just going mad. Taking some sort of mail with this mature woman, or like messaging with this mature woman, nutter, 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 but the high on him was at the reverse. Saying to the kids, they're a nutter, nutter, because they don't want to go to prison for all their fraudulent activity. And they even been, look, the neighbours, all fake, are you alright? Taking some money under the table. Are you alright? The neighbours are going to get sentenced and charged for trying to cover this up. Because behind the scene, we are surrounded by high honour undercovers who know they're all fake, false, fake wealthy, and they're all going to prison. And they're all trying to go on the run. So they're all going to prison. So childish, very childish, but to the point where they put child or children's life in immediate danger and then playing a lot of games, alright? Maximum security. And again, somebody wants to apologise. Somebody wants to apologise. 9 of Wands. For playing games with the kids' lives. Because been doing these spell work, family curses. Because they're very mean and very possessive. And there's always been unrequited love there. They just wanted to be seen as strong. More stronger, more powerful. Absolutely disgusting. Corrupt doctor and nurses paid with poisoning, alright? Mixing up drugs with lethal chemicals inside them. So they've been infiltrating the streets, took all of some money and infiltrating the streets with poison drugs. And then playing games with the youth, okay? And being very mean and possessive surrounding the child or children because I thought it was fun bringing a traumatic event to them. Wow. Because they thought it was fun traumatising the kids. No way. They thought it was fun. So they probably only want to apologise because they've been caught. And now they're going through a tower moment. Could be Aries involved. But I'm getting that they probably only want to say sorry when they're caught. They never cared about the child or children caught up in this. Because they've made the child or children a victim of a Libra, Gemini or Aquarius who just wanted to be seen as all strong, who's very mean, very possessive, because there's unrequited love there, and then wants to apologise for playing these games with a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, because they was bloody depressed. No, because they put the children's lives in danger, and what they've been doing is very, very childish. Just because they didn't want to have to work hard, they wanted this wealth for themselves. 5 of Cups, okay? 7 of Swords in reverse. They've been caught out. And they're going to lose everything. Ace of Swords, that's just truth. And everyone involved, they're going to lose their jobs. Because they was getting involved thinking it was a fun game, causing a lot of heartbreak, sadness, grief and depression for fun, and thought that they'd avoid judgment. Could have done this to an earth angel, okay, a healer. Because they didn't want them to be balanced. Because they was jealous. And now they're all going to lose their jobs. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, who likes to play a victim, yeah, but then starts acting like a right demonically possessed beast. Oh no. So much corruption, all being mean, possessive, and they're going to have to, like Archangel Michael, we've got Archangel Michael, alright, Gabriel, Uriel, Haniel, who just wanted to derail masculine or feminine. Just take it, but it's a false victory. They've been caught. They're losing absolutely everything. They've been caught out by undercovers. And again, someone wants to apologise. Because they was trying to drag masculine or feminine back into a toxic environment. Because they thought it'd be an adventure. Wow, just wow. With this silly bins who was all about the bloody money and these corrupt officials. No way. And they thought it was a fun game. It's just shocking. I can't believe people will just, oh, it's a fun game. It's a fun game. It's not. Because they've done this on a youth, okay, who's an actual archangel, who's protected and defended by Archangel Michael. So they've literally been messing with a divine and an archangel for fun. For fun. And that's why they're going to lose their jobs, their homes, their cars, for everything. Everything. And someone who worked at a bank, alright, at some point, who's been involved in it, they're getting locked up. And anyone who worked at this bank, who was okaying all this money getting shifted around and stuff, they're getting locked up. Sending peace, love and light.